Hello and welcome to Cashmatics. This is the last lesson in my series on straight line graphs. So far we've learned about the equations of horizontal and vertical lines and y equals mx plus c. And in this video we're going to look at another form for the equation of a straight line and how we can draw lines using this form. Now this video is going to be short and sweet, so grab yourself a pen and some paper and let's get started. So the other form an equation of a straight line can take is ax plus by equals c. And this is quite commonly seen when you try to solve simultaneous equations. But sometimes you might be asked to solve these graphically. And when they're in this form, they're actually quite easy to sketch. And I'll show you how that's done. Let's take a look at this first equation. And what you need to consider is what happens when x equals 0 and what happens when y equals 0. And what that'll do is it'll give you 2 points on that line. And because it's a straight line, you just need to draw a line through those 2 points and then you've got the whole line. So I'll show you what I mean. So what I normally do is set up my 2 coordinates and I'll say when x equals 0 and when y equals 0. Okay, so that's how I set mine up. So when x equals 0, that means 3x is equal to 0 because if x is 0, 3 times 0 is 0, so that means this term disappears, okay? And that would mean 4y equals 12. And if 4y is 12, that means y would equal 3. And in the second one, we've got y equals 0, so this is the y, remember, and this is x. So when y equals 0, that means 4y is 0. So that means 3x is equal to 12, so x equals 4. So that means 2 points on my straight line are 0, 3. So 0, 3 is up here, and 4, 0 is down here. All I need to do is join those up with a straight line and making sure the line goes through them. And there you go. That's the equation of 3x plus 4y equals 12. And the next one's done in exactly the same way. So consider 2 coordinates. Okay, one where x equals 0 and one where y equals 0. So when x equals 0, that means 5x is 0. So 3y equals 15, which means y equals 5. And when y is 0, so remember that term would disappear because that would be 0. I'd get 5x equals 15, which means x equals 3. So I just plot these 2 coordinates. So 0, 5 is over here, 3, 0 is down here, and then I join them with a straight line. So that there is 5x plus 3y equals 15. The next one we do in exactly the same way. So set up your coordinates, so 0 over here and 0 over here. I've got to be a little bit more careful with this one because I've got a negative term here. So when x is 0, so what you could do is just cover this term up, so 2x would equal 0, which would mean minus 3y is minus 12. So if minus 3y is minus 12, that means minus 3 times something is minus 12. That means y must be equal to 4. And if I was to cover the y term up, so when y is 0, so that's what this says, that means 2x is minus 12, which means x is minus 6. So I need to plot 0, 4, which is here, and minus 6, 0, which is here, and join them up with a straight line. There's that line. And the last one, minus 4x plus 2y equals 10. So again, do exactly the same. So 0, 0. So if x was 0, so this term would disappear, you'd get 2y equals 10. So y equals 5, and if y was 0, you'd get minus 4x equals 10. So if I do 10 divided by minus 4, I'd get minus 2.5, so minus 2.5, and I just plot those. So 0, 5 is there, and minus 2.5, 0 is here, and I'll just join those up with a straight line. And there you go, it's as simple as that. So just remember, all you need to do is substitute the value x equals 0 and work out what the corresponding y coordinate is, and then substitute y equals 0 and work out what the corresponding x coordinate is. And then you just got to be careful if you've got any negative numbers and work out the value of x or y, whichever one you're working out, and then plot the coordinates and join them up with a straight line and extend the line as far as the axis goes. And yeah, that's all there is to it. So I'll put up some questions for you to try, and then we'll see if you can get them right. So here's 4 questions for you to try. If you have got some squared paper, it'll be really handy. pay attention to the scale of the axes, it's different to last time, and pay attention to the negative numbers as well. So give these a go, pause the video, and I'll reveal the answers shortly. So I'm just about to reveal the answers one by one. If you didn't pause the video, please pause it now, because there'll be some spoilers ahead. Right, so the first one would be like that. Okay, so check your values over here and see if you get the same thing. The second one looks something like that. The third one would be there, and the fourth one would be there. So as you can see, it's actually quite a straightforward method. It's actually easier than making a table of values, because then you've got loads of values to calculate rather than just two. And this is a really useful method when it comes to solving simultaneous equations as well. So for example, if I had to solve the green one versus this yellow one, so 3x plus 4y equals 24 and 5x minus 3y equals minus 30, I just need to look at the green and the yellow line and look to see where they intersect and read that point off there. So what we can see there is that, so what I mean is you need to read off this point here. So we can see that x is roughly minus 1.6. Okay, so the x coordinate is minus 1.6 and the y coordinate is roughly 6.2. Sorry, 7.2. Okay, so something like that. So if I was to plug these two values into those equations, I should get approximately 24 and minus 30. But we'll cover that in another video. But for now, that's all there is to it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed that and seen how easy it is. And next time, I think what we'll do is we'll look at how to graph inequalities, but that will be a separate series of videos. So that's all for now. Goodbye.